Thank you, Mr. Himanshu, for giving us the project details. And good evening, everyone. I'm proudly here to present the impact of International Value Education Olympiad. This initiative that we've started, it has had a profound impact not only on students, educational institutions, but community at large. Value Education Olympiad started in the year 2019. We had a rather humble beginning with only 6,200 students participating, and we could engage only 22 schools. However, then COVID happened, and we all know it led to lockdown and many restrictions. We took this as an opportunity and quickly transformed from an offline to an online model. And surely we saw some increase in the number of participants as we could reach out to students outside Delhi, the capital of India. In the year 2021, we collaborated with UNEP under the Faith for Earth Council. And definitely, now that gave us a bigger platform and we could engage students all across the globe. And if you could see, there was a steep increase in participation. We went to 230,000 participants. All what it means is we could engage 230,000 students in our program. And after that, in the year 2022, we collaborated with the Ministry of Environment India. And then thereafter, there was no looking back. This year, we've completed our sixth Value Education Olympiad program. And we've been able to engage around 557,000 students. Now, what does it mean? It means that all of these students have been given a positive mindset to protect the environment. So today I will be presenting some of the approximately 9 prominent impact that the Value Education Olympiad has reached out to. So one we already saw, the outreach. The second one is value education. As the name suggests, Value Education Olympiad. The main purpose of our program is to imbibe values in students. Which values? Values such as honesty, values such as respect, gratitude, integrity, altruism. With these values, we strongly believe that the students will develop a strong sense of responsibility. They will be sensible towards the environment and be accountable and responsible for their actions. Now, in order to impart these values, we very thoughtfully developed the book. And not only the book, we also very thoughtfully thought of the title of the book, Future Ethics. Now, these books were very nicely developed. They had a lot of values, but we had more challenges. As we were progressing in our journey, we realized in India, more than 50% of students are in rural areas where internet is not available. And remember, a couple of years back, we moved from an offline to an online model. So that's when we got an opportunity and switched to a hybrid model where we had both online and offline examination available. Not only that, for these students who are in rural area, we printed books at free of cost for the students so that they could read, get the study material. So if you look at the statistics, this year we dispatched around 500,000 books to students at no cost. And overall, in the past 6 years, 1 million books have been dispatched to students. And about 500,000 books have been downloaded. Now, what is the impact? We believe there is an impact of these values on students. So what is the impact? So to assess that, we started a survey. The result of the survey was completely heartwarming. We found that 93% of the students agreed that the values that they're learning from the study material has had a profound impact in their lives. Around 90% of the students agreed that it has brought about a change in their life and helped them grow in a way. And 87% of the students confirmed that they will apply these values in their life. Another very important aspect, this is one of the picture of book distribution done in one of the rural areas. Another very important aspect of our program, like Mr. Himanshu also highlighted, is practical assignment. So we very strongly believe that those values should be transformed into concrete and positive actions. So in our practical assignment in the past 6 years, we have many activities. And all of these activities were completely aligned with Sustainable Development Goal 13, that is climate change. Now, before I move ahead, I wanted to take a moment and ask all of you to think of a word. Think of biodiversity. What is what is it that comes in your mind when you think of biodiversity? If you could describe in one line, if a couple of you could describe in one line, what is it that comes in your mind when you think of biodiversity? Mr. Ayad, do you want to say what does comes in your mind when you think of biodiversity? Life, wonderful. Would you like to, ma'am? Eco harmony, wonderful. Absolutely. You want to go ahead? Environment, absolutely. So all of you correct. Life, eco harmony, and environment. So I would like to say here that biodiversity is our strongest and the most natural defense against climate change. And birds, and we can come to the topic. The birds are one of the natural and most important part of the ecosystem. Because of this year, one of the major practical assignment that we did was making nest for to save birds. Now, in order to do this assignment, we collaborated with Mr. Rakesh Khatri, who's known as the Nest Man of India. Now, along with his collaboration, he provided us with a recorded workshop, where in his recording, he provided the information to the student of why ecosystem, balance of ecosystem is important, why biodiversity is important, and what is the whole process of making nest. So the nest making activity is making an artificial nesting structure out of natural material for birds, especially in those areas where due to urbanization and deforestation, their natural habitats have been destroyed. So, because of the workshop conducted by Mr. Rakesh Khatri, we were able to engage 450,000 students in this workshop across India, in various parts of the country. And 450,000 students happily and enthusiastically participated in nest making. And their enthusiasm and joy can only be seen and not told. So let's actually see how they felt or how they feel after making the nest. So you can see how these young minds were engaged in preserving the ecosystem by making nests, and all of them happily participated. Now, another part of our practical assignment, which we've been conducting all over for the past 6 years. So this year, we conducted best out of waste assignment, and in the previous years, we've conducted an assignment where more than 450,000 students were engaged in growing microgreens and making bioenzymes, slowly encouraging them to move into a natural way of living. Along with that, our practical assignment works on three model. The students can either ideate, or they can ideate and create a model, or they can ideate, create a model, and actually implement this. And in the past 6 years, we've seen more than 1 million assignments. And trust me, some of them are really amazing. These young minds can actually think out of the box. And when you look at their assignment, you're like, wow, definitely we can stop this climate change. One of such assignment was on greenhouse, a smart greenhouse, a beautiful assignment which also won an award. So I would like to present that assignment here.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I, Adi Mittal, and my teammates Arjunjot Singh and Guntas Singh of Team Town Neutrino from Springdale School, Pusa Road, will be presenting our combined efforts in the sector of protected agriculture through our project, the Smart Greenhouse. In the recent past, we have experienced extreme crop loss due to variations in temperature conditions, unpredictable rains, and even floods. Isn't it scary that we might face food scarcity in the near future just because of destitution or inordinate water supply to the crops? Or even just extreme temperatures around the globe? Or simply because of a surge in human population? After thorough research on our problem statement, we are proud to introduce you to a glimpse of futuristic farming through our smart greenhouse, an innovation which intertwines technology with nature. To control the amount of radiant energy inside the greenhouse, we have installed a DHT11 temperature sensor. When it senses that the temperature inside the greenhouse is above the critical limit, it sends a signal to the Arduino. The Arduino then signals the PDLC panel to remain opaque. The PDLC
So wasn't
panel
that
again
amazing?
turns transparent as soon as
In
the
order
temperature
to
goes below the
ensure
required
that
limit.
students participate, yeah.
We have placed one soil moisture sensor for each crop in the soil. When the soil moisture sensors check the moisture content to be less than the threshold value as required by the plants, the Arduino will signal the respective submersible water pumps placed in the underground reservoir to pump out the water through the drip irrigation channel. Additionally, we have also created a web dashboard to monitor the sensor readings and turn on and off PDLs from the override button.
In the future, we will be modifying our project by filtering selective wavelengths of light for specific plant growth. Additionally, we will also be adding an NPK nutrient sensor to cater to the nutrient requirements of the crops.
So we saw that how students at this age are able to integrate technology with their ideas. And this is exactly what we need. Now, in order to ensure that maximum students participate in the practical assignment, we made it an eligibility criteria for them to win prize, so that they actually think about it and take an action towards the environment. Now, before I move on to the next impact, which is our sixth impact, uh, again, I want to present to all of you a riddle. It's a riddle, and let's see who's able to solve it. So all you have to do is you need to guess what or who am I talking about. With a brown trunk and a green head, I give oxygen to everyone. I give life to one and all, birds, insects, and animals. Without me, humans cannot survive. Can you guess who am I? Trees. Wonderful. Yes, absolutely. That's correct. Trees. Yes. And it's a fact. We all know that we cannot survive without trees. And we in our program also realized the same. And we made a small, humble effort in tree plantation. In the year 2021, we collaborated with Ekal Vidyalaya, which is a chain of rural schools in India. And we were able to plant around 200,000 trees in Uttar Pradesh. In the year 2023, we collaborated with the Ministry of Environment and planted around 100,000 trees in Delhi. In this year, we are also collaborating with Directorate of Education to plant 200,000 trees in Uttar Pradesh. Now, all of this would definitely not have been possible without government collaboration, and we are very thankful to them. But the main heroes of our tree plantation are the teachers and the students that actually went to the forest, to the areas to plant those trees. They actually pledged to take care of those trees. And I would like to share a small video with you, of these students and teachers and the joy that you can see on their faces while they're doing the tree plantation. Wonderful, isn't it? It's very satisfying to see that how we're actually giving back to Mother Nature after taking so much. Right? Our next impact is environment awareness through technology. Now, we all know that technology is moving very fast, faster than we can even think. From Gen AI to Chat GPT, it's all happening. So we also try to keep pace with the technology. In one of the biggest festival in India called Janmashtami, we organized an environment awareness camp through digital reality setup. So we set up this camp in our festival, and this attracted a lot of students. A lot of students wanted to see this virtual reality, this environment virtual reality. But the most important part was their realization. Almost all of them had a unanimous realization that climate change is real and it's happening. And it's crucial. And it requires an immediate action. It cannot wait for tomorrow. We are already too late. But who's going to do that action? Will we have somebody from Mars to come here to do the action? No, it'll be us. And in fact, more than us, it'll be the children because they are the future. They will inherit this planet or this environment. So they all realize, they've all pledged to take action, make their small effort to preserve environment. Moving on to our next impact. So this is one of the picture of the virtual reality camp that we had. Moving on to the next one. So our program, our practical assignment is not only limited to the time when we have the program, but it runs throughout the year. We make a conscious effort to do activities, environment activities, engaging students throughout the years. Some of these activities were making dry color and incense from the used temple flowers. And we also engage students, children on the Environment Day to spread awareness on environment. And the students happily did it with the help of street plays. Cleanliness drive, they actually went out and did a cleanliness drive on public parks. And by seeing these children, the elders felt ashamed that they're actually littering the park and children had to come and clean them. They also showed the society in general how to get rid of or at least reduce the one-time use of plastic. So all of these are very encouraging sign and promising sign and shows us that yes, we are making that small effort in the right direction. And last but not the least is our green audit program. Last year, we collaborated with an organization in India which conducts a green audit. In this green audit, the organization engages with the school to do a self-assessment. The school does a self-assessment of where it stands on sustainability as of today. And the organization guides the school to progress in sustainability or adopt sustainable practices in order to make optimum utilization of water, to reduce carbon print, or to make maximum utilization of electricity. This ensures that not only the students, but school also takes their responsibility as a part of the environment. So to conclude, I would just like to say that the International Value Education Olympiad program is a program where we implement values to the student, whereby they become sensitive, responsible, and accountable towards the environment. Like I said, after all, this is what they will inherit. This is what they will have to live up with. So it's time they get into action